Your favorite gift? Our lowest price. Join Whoop for only $1.99.
Is that my sweet darlings? Are my sweet darlings here right now? Are you here? Hello? Hello! How are we doing? Hello! It's good to see you guys. Hello, Kevlar, how are you doing? Hello, Indiana! Thank you so much for the 2 months! For the 2 months! Oh my goodness. Guys, this channel has been up for a month now. Absolutely insane. Well, I was gone for like 3 weeks. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I basically... I was explaining this to Jonah, but... like, I should have said something, but I felt kind of awkward about talking about it. I was basically going out busking, and busking has actually been making me a lot of money, and it's not about the money for me. But the issue is that I'm kind of like on this market research type thing, and I need to be showing that I'm actually making money in order to like be part of this scheme where I get a grant and everything, and that will be in January. So like in the coming months, well, I have like 1 more month of market research, and then in January I'm starting on it. But my issue is well, I suppose like Twitch hasn't really been paying off for me in terms of money, and that doesn't mean that I'm not grateful for everything that you guys do for me. Thank you so much for supporting this place. But it's just that busking has been worth my time financially, and you know, like I can go out busking and do streaming it all in one day, but it's so stimulating. It's like being out. I think that I just need to kind of get used to busking, to be honest. Like going outside and just being, it's so stimulating to the mind to like be out in such a crowded space, and then for me to like rush back. By the way, I'm absolutely like wrecked after I go out busking, because usually Shane is at work like on weekdays, so I have to carry all of my gear into town. It literally tears the arms off of me. I only have to walk like 10 minutes, but it's so like, it's like, oh, and then my shoulders are like really, really hurting me by the end of it. And I just feel like it's like as if my whole body is working as well at the same time. I just feel so tired after going busking. I think it's like the energy that I'm putting into it, and then also like actually like going back and forth. I just need to find a way. Maybe I just need like something to carry my gear. My issue is just that I think that for me, busking and streaming all in one day is kind of stressful for me, because maybe it's just a me problem, because like I feel like as if, you know, being a streamer, you kind of have to, not that you have to be, but like maybe it's just a pressure that I'm putting on myself to want to entertain people, to want to put a smile on people's faces. You know what I mean? It's kind of just, there's a certain pressure that I've been putting on myself. And you know what? Like taking a step away from streaming has actually been like a really good thing for me, because I have gotten to kind of understand that, or I've been understanding that like I'm trying to please other people, right? I'm kind of stepping back into that place where I'm like trying to please other people, where like I did my healing through all of that before, but it feels like I've taken a few steps back and I haven't really been checking in with myself as much, and that's the issue, right? It's like if I do busking and streaming all in one day, there's no time for me to actually like check in with myself. And I'm kind of just working on doing that more often. I've realized like how important it is to have like self-care throughout the day, or to even just like have a mindful moment, you know? So yeah, I've gotten a lot of I've had a lot of time to reflect and to kind of like readjust how I want to even act on stream. You know what I mean? It's not that, I suppose that maybe like there is a bit of an act that a lot of streamers put on, because like you feel like you kind of have to, you know, entertain people and stuff. But I realized that I need to listen to myself more instead of like trying to act like a certain way, you know, because that is so tiring. That's how people get depression, you know, by like, you know, feeling like as if they have to put on this certain kind of facade or this kind of like character, you know. I think that it's like, I want this life to be about a journey for myself, like a kind of like self-exploration, right? Where I want to step into my own authenticity instead of acting like how I feel like I should act. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like I shouldn't think about being myself too much. I should just be myself. Do you know? Does that make sense? How'd the gigging, I'm assuming, go? I mean, busking, how did busking go? The busking has been going very well. It's coming around Christmas time now, and I've been making even more money. I actually made €100 in one busk, and it's just like busier out on the streets now, so I'm actually making a lot more, which I'm really, really grateful for. And it's really good to like show that like I'm making money so that I can get this grant, which will be able to get us a camera for streams, so it'll be better quality streams and stuff. As for gigging, it's hard to find a gig. I did it too late. I asked too late. I didn't realize that pubs would be so busy, like as in like they would have everything planned out already. Like I thought that they would just like plan as they go, but like since it's around Christmas time, it's like they just have like everybody booked. I didn't know that this would be the case. I'm new to this, so I'm hoping that I can find a gig somewhere. But at the moment, busking is doing, you know, enough for me to like show that I'm making money and stuff. But yeah, you should never feel awkward. Do what the best you need to. That's it. And that's what I've realized myself is, I don't know. I think that sometimes busking or streaming every single day, I think that there's a certain way that you can lose yourself, because you're kind of like almost tending to other people, that you like, it's like so much is going on that you forget to kind of like check in with yourself and like, you know, act from your own center, your own core, right? It kind of feels like you're being like, you know, pulled in different directions, right? And I'm not saying that is like, you know, a problem with you guys. It's more of something to do with me, where I need to just show up to streams with a little bit more presence and, you know, just check in with myself more often, because it's something that I genuinely do forget to do whenever I'm streaming. Like I feel like, oh, like I need to be like reading out every single message, and I'm just putting too much pressure on myself, I think. So yeah, taking this time off has been, it's been so amazing to understand with myself like what has been kind of going on, because I think that when you're in the middle of it, it's like hard to kind of see things from a higher perspective. But not streaming helped me to kind of look back on all of those different streams and realize, okay, like I don't need to be like this massive entertainer. Like, you know, if people like me, then they like me, right? I don't need to try to have people like me, you know? And I feel like that's maybe like, it was kind of what I was doing, but also I wasn't trying too hard, but I feel like I was still kind of trying, you know? And, you know, I think that if you want things to work out, then I think the less effort, the better, right? I think the more magnetic you become if you decide to put in like less effort, but there's like an art to it, you know? It's not like putting less effort means that you don't care as much, but it's kind of just like, oh, if this works out, then yeah, sure, whatever. You know? I am happy to see you are progressing in what you have to, and happy to see you here when you feel. Oh, thank you, Jonah. Guys, thank you so much for being so understanding. I was like, since I was gone for a while as well, I was like, I felt really bad, actually. And then there were times that I was like hesitant to even come back because like I didn't want to. I felt really awkward explaining all of this to you guys. Like I didn't want you guys thinking that like, oh, like I don't want to stream just because, you know, I'm not making as much money. It was more just like, well, it's not that, it's more that, okay, in this case, it kind of was, like, it was kind of like half about money. It was half about money, but it was also about like energy as well. It was too much stress on me to be doing two things in one day. And then as well as that, I do actually need to be making more money, like to show like the people that are allowing me on this scheme, right? That I am making money. So yeah, that was my issue. But outside of that though, it's not about making money, but it is for, do you understand what I mean? I'm saying that the money isn't important to me, but it is important if I want to be able to get a camera, you know? Maybe you need a pram to carry your baby guitar, so no, wait. Kevin, how are you doing? Welcome in. Good to see you. I hope that you're doing great. Maybe you need a pram to carry your baby guitar so no one say, yeah, I need like a pram. So no one can say move the pram because that's your baby and you can't. Imagine if I had a pram next to me while I was busking. People would be giving me the dirtiest of looks. Like, why do you have your baby out with you while you're busking? I'm singing my baby lullabies. What do you mean? Oh, you tell me about it. I know it's terrible when you need to act to people in a way that you are. That's it though. And I think that that's why I've been like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been feeling quite drained. You know, streaming has been making me feel very drained. And again, it's not you guys whatsoever. I love you guys. You guys are so supportive. You guys are always there for me. And I appreciate you. But I don't know. I think that it's just a pressure I've been putting on myself. And me not exactly acting to the truest of who I really am. And maybe I was a little bit lost in that too. So I think that like taking that time off has really allowed me to tune back in with myself and to be able to act from, you know, my own core. Triple digits one day. Yeah, one busk. Let's go. I think that like it's really, really cold at the moment for busking. But I got like these fingerless gloves, but you can basically like hook them up to a like a USB hub, right? And they will like heat up. So they have like these little things that will heat up. Now Shane was like, be careful with those because, you know, you could get like, they could like, you know, malfunction and they could burn you. So I will be careful with that. But yeah, they'll keep my hands warm while I'm busking. Yeah, I hope that they work okay. Ray was literally asking about, send my best to Ray. Hopefully he comes over later on. Ashley, you're making, thank you, Kevlar, thank you. People will probably tip the baby, not the singer. Get that baby some warmth. Get that baby like a house to be in. Somehow I understand you. Thank you. Thank you for being so understanding. Yo, Ash, is the soup in the big container in the fridge? Yes, it should be. It should still be good. But a boombox in the pram of it crying? Wait, but a boombox in the pram of it crying? Oh, put a boombox in the pram of it crying and then slowly change it to... to sprue? Wait, what is spruiking your musical wares? What? That was fast? Wait, what was fast? Okay, cool, you're getting some lunch. Where? Oh yeah, Kevy, are you voting today? Ireland has a general election, and there's these two parties that have always been in power, right? In the Dáil. The Dáil is kind of like, you know, where all the politicians meet up and everything. I haven't voted yet. Me and Shane are voting around like 3 o'clock. I think that I'm gonna be leaving in like 2 hours to go. But yeah, I think that I'm gonna just go for Sinn Féin. There are some things that are not so good, but there are some things that are kind of promising. Like there's Sinn Féin, they're doing this one thing, basically childcare. If you have a child, right, it's like €800 on average for a child to be in full-time childcare for 1 month. That is almost like a full month's rent for a house, for like a 3-bedroom house or a 2-bedroom house. That's insane. So, they want to do like €10 a day childcare, like €10 max. If they can pull that off, that would be pretty good. And what else? They also want to like build infrastructure like throughout the rest of the country instead of just focusing on Dublin, because the issue is, guys, in Dublin it's just Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael. They're basically just supporting landlords. They support big corporate companies. They support rich people basically. So I hope that the country will at least want some sort of change. That would be nice. I'd like to see some change. Now I'm sure that like any option is probably bad anyway, because like the politicians in this country are just a joke. They're just a joke. Yeah, but I do hope that if Sinn Féin get voted in, then we'll be good. I just did the which candidate quiz thing. Know my preference order now. Nice. What is it? Is Sinn Féin up at the top? It's pretty good actually. Some of the candidates' responses changed my mind. Yeah, I saw that actually. I saw that. So that they all had like different have you voted yet, Kevlar? If you get a pram, you can get them to babysit your guitar. Wait, who could? Oh, right, I can get just like random people passing by to babysit my guitar. That's a great idea. I think that I should definitely leave my guitar in a pram with people. Won't they want to see the baby? They'll be like, where's the baby? Politicians are horrendous. I know. It's very sad. It's very sad, but I'm just like, I'm hoping at least like have a bit of a change, because it seems like Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, they're just out for themselves. They're not really thinking about the rest of the country. But Sinn Féin seem to have better intentions at least. Sinn Féin. Sinn Féin. Then people are like, why don't young people vote? Because yeah, I suppose like a lot of people are like, it just doesn't make a difference. And you know what, I'm hoping Sinn Féin got voted in 4 years ago, so we have a general election every 4 years. Sinn Féin got voted in, but they didn't expect to actually win the election, so they didn't have enough people for seats, which was, yeah, they didn't prepare. They didn't prepare, which obviously doesn't like shout confidence, but they didn't expect to win. So I'm hoping that since they won 4 years ago, that maybe they'll win this time around. Here's hoping. Weird times, bad choices are everywhere in the world, nothing to even choose from. Feels like we're living in a dystopia, to be honest with you. It feels like it. But I feel like everything is going to work out fine. Some people are grounded, some people aren't. A lot of hate, sadly, instead of having some constructive, yeah. But you know what? We don't know what's going to happen in the future, right? We don't know what's going to happen in the future. Maybe people will come around and have better intentions. I think that the world is changing. I think that like our intentions will change with the world, right? I think that as newer generations come in, people have better intentions and, you know, things are starting to look up, I feel like our perception, right, as generations go on, I feel like we definitely are evolving in that sense, you know? And I think that we're starting to understand like the power of intentions, because like that's not something our grandparents would have really talked about when they were at our age. They wouldn't have like placed a lot of, you know, importance on what our intentions are, or even like understanding what our intentions are, because intentions can be very unconscious at times, and if we're not willing to like bring our intentions to light, then we lack understanding of ourselves. So I think that that's mainly the problem with politicians, is that if they're like not clear with themselves on what their intentions are, then they can be led astray, like even just by the excitement of money. Like they can genuinely blind themselves to the rest of the country and what the country wants because they have money dangling in front of their faces, you know? And then they're just led astray, and then they don't even realize that their intentions have changed. It's just they have become blind. And that's really sad. Honestly, I think that the country should have more say in like how much the politicians are actually being, like the politicians, they make up their own wages, right? They're just like, oh yeah, well, I'll give myself like maybe like 20, I'll only give myself like a 20 grand pay bump this year. Like, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. So I think that it should be like based on how well this certain politician did this year. And honestly, all of the cons and pros of what a politician has done should be very, very black and white. It should be on like a website. It should be on a website. Every politician, everything that all the promises that they've made and have pulled through with, and promises that they've broken as well. And then we can make a decision on how much they should actually be making. Then politicians would actually work in favor of the people because they're held accountable. Whoa, wait. Whoa, guys. Hold on for a second there. Held accountable? Politicians held accountable? That's some revolutionary shit right there. That's some revolutionary shit. Honestly, who would have thought of even holding politicians accountable? That would be insane. I'd agree not to be ageist, but the old just don't have a clue. People get stuck in their old ways, and like, I think that it's really crazy that we're so almost like focused on looks in a way. Like we're so focused on physicality rather than like the wisdom of a person. Like wisdom doesn't just come with age. Sometimes you can lose wisdom with age. Like wisdom is an energy. It's everything. I suppose it's everything that you've learned. Yeah, you do learn more things like as you go on, but some people aren't willing to hold on to their values or their good intentions, and that's where you can lose your wisdom, right? It's like, just because someone looks old doesn't mean they are wise, and it doesn't mean that they have good intentions or values. There can be someone who's like 20 years old who is wiser than a 50-year-old, and yeah, they might have had more experiences, a 50-year-old compared to a 20-year-old, but some 50-year-olds are not willing to learn from mistakes though, and the same goes for a 20-year-old as well. Maybe they're not willing to learn from mistakes, but it all counts on who is willing to hold themselves accountable, stick to their values, stick to their good intentions. That's where wisdom comes from, to act from a place of love rather to act from a place of selfishness, right? It's to act from a place of wholeness and, connectivity, oneness, right? To accept others as yourself, right? Because I think that when other people suffer, we suffer too. And we should all accept each other as one, right? We do lead ourselves astray if we just act from like a place of selfishness. I voted for Astria and was kicked out from the voting booth. They said this choice, it's too obvious. I'd vote for you, Jonah. I really hope young people vote in this election. It's the only way anything might... Yeah. I mean, they did get voted in last year. And honestly, I think that like there are some older people that do want to go for Sinn Féin because, Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, they've been around for ages. A lot of people complain about them. Like there are some old people that will still vote for them and everything. But I think that I do have a feeling that Sinn Féin is going to get voted in, because I think that a lot of people are like sick of no change really happening. And yeah, if I claim my Irish citizenship, can I vote from afar for the nice one for you? Yeah, sure. Sinn Féin. People tend not to like social media, but I think thanks to that, we can hear the opinion of many people who can change the minds of those who are lost to make a really bad choice. And there are, yeah, that is very, very true. We can lead each other astray, but we can also like, I think that we should all like hold ourselves accountable for who we listen to as well, though, and like to not like take everything as truth, like if it resonates with you and you feel like it's the right choice, like we all do need to like act from our own feelings and our own opinions. Like make sure that you're informed and whatever, but just because one person says something doesn't mean that that is the ultimate truth, just to take everything with a pinch of salt, really, right? Politicians' wages are a joke. I remember it was a Taoiseach from like a few years ago. It was when Barack Obama was president, and the Taoiseach in Ireland, tiny little country, Taoiseach was getting paid more than Barack Obama. I was like, what? And it was true. It was actually true. I couldn't believe it. I mean, other people do, but their perspectives is just different. Yes. I mean, their perspective is different too, as in like they don't think that the economy is as hard on us as young people, when that's like completely not true. Like when they were our age, a house may as well have just cost like $5,000 to them, you know. It was so easy to buy a house back then. So I don't know, I feel like there is kind of just a misunderstanding from the older generation about what kind of position that we're all in. Like there's people, it's normal for someone in their 20s in Ireland to still be living with their parents, you know, like that is like the norm now. You know, people often don't buy a house until they're in their 30s, 40s these days. Whereas back in the day, it used to be like, you're fresh out of school, you're 18, cool, let's buy a house. Like that's how it worked. That was back in my grandparents' days, at least. They've been here longer, and many may just be stuck in their ways. That's the issue. And that's the thing, though, it's like not willing to like budge on. You have to be a very self-aware person to like be a politician, I think. And I think that there are politicians that have good intentions, but then it's so difficult for the public to really decide like who has good intentions, because it's really hard to know. And like politicians have just such a bad rep for having bad intentions. So I think that generally you just look at all politicians and then you're just like, yeah, you're a shit person, right? There are some people that you kind of do get an idea about, and you're like, okay, you seem to have your head on right. Which is okay. I think we should just be grateful that we can vote. Yeah. Although I think that like the way that we vote is still quite restricted. You know? Like, we allow our parties to choose for us. And like, if they lose their values and their good intentions, then we're kind of just fucked. That's just the way it's working, you know? Like, you can vote people in. This is like every 4 years you vote people in. They can just lose their way within those 4 years, and then it like your vote is almost like within 2 years your vote could just change, but you still have to wait another 2 years. Do you know what I mean? You could be like, no, I want out of this, and the country will want out of this, but they have to wait like 4 years in order for anything to change, you know? But on top of that, though, like, I just feel like we're not given enough choice. Like, I like that we can vote and everything, but we still don't have enough choice, I don't think. I don't think that we have enough referendums for different kind of things. Like, there's some choices that have been made with the country. I often catch myself going, wait, why didn't we have a referendum for that? You know? Like big decisions being made on our behalf without anyone getting a say. A lot of places in the world right now don't have that right. Yeah, that's very true. We are very lucky. It's the reason I believe that everyone should vote, even if you just choose for sure. Yeah, the fact that we even have a choice, like people died for our right to vote. You haven't built a house since 2015 where you are, Kavi. Are you serious? They're really slacking. They're really slacking. Over in the West, I feel bad for the West because there's really just not a lot of infrastructure being built. Like, I'd say the roads are quite bad as well. Are the roads bad where you are, Kevy? Buying a house, like, when you play Monopoly, yeah. Oh, wait, is T-Shock how you pronounce... Wait, how have you been pronouncing it? Yeah, T-Shock. 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 Yeah. Usually, look, us as Irish people, we love tea. But usually when a T-Shock comes in, they mess everything up. They always mess everything up. And then we just end up T-Shocked. So yeah. Like, who put this guy in charge after the last election? Like, seriously. Simon. You mean Simon? This Egypt. He's an absolute Egypt. I don't like him whatsoever. He has made so many promises. There was this one promise that he made. He made this promise that kids with scoliosis would only have like a 4-month waiting list to be seen for their scoliosis, right? And there was reported like 88 children waiting over 8 months after he made that promise. And then there was another thing. The nurses went on strike, right? And then he was just like, no, I'm not gonna, like, why are you complaining? Like, I'm not gonna give you extra pay. Like, he just like, no. And do you remember? So, okay, Shane was telling me about this one thing. Shane, are you still there? There was this one woman who came up to him. This happened, like, quite recently, Kevlar, right? So, there was a woman that came up to him. What was it over again, Shane? What did she say to him? I hope that you're still there. Surely for 88 patients, they can manage to see them. They were reported to be waiting for longer than that. Honestly, the health system in this country is quite bad. Like a lot of nurses all over the world, they're completely overworked and they're not being paid enough and everything. They're just like working crazy hours. So like everything is just like backed up. Like there's waiting lists for everything. Now, if you're with like private health insurance, it's not like you get seen pretty much straight away. But with public health, it's an absolute joke. I'd say that there's like less people who are even wanting to become a nurse because they know that they're just gonna like give all of their time away to working. And honestly, I think that anyone who decides to go through with it nowadays, it's very honorable because, well, first off, you know, you're helping people. Like, to want to like give away your life to help other people, like that is something that's just, it's indescribable. That's something so selfless, and yeah, they're just amazing. They're absolutely amazing. Were they sending them all to the one doctor or something? Probably. I mean, that was probably the case. What else did oh wait, I need to... What's his name? Simon... I don't even know the name of our own T-Shock. Oh yeah, Simon Harris. Hold on. Like basically he's just been like making a load of promises that he's just like trying to sound good, but then he just doesn't follow through with anything. Let's see. I can't find it. There was like this post on Instagram like showing all of the promises that he's broken. I can't remember what the other ones were, but they were pretty ridiculous. Were they sending them all to the one? Oh, sorry, I already read that. Yeah. By the way, Jonah, I forgot to say, wait, thank you so much for the tier 3. Thank you so much for the tier 3, and thank you so much, to Shane as well for the 2 months. Guys, thank you so much for all the 2 months. Thank you, Indiana. Thank you guys for all of your support. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your support, guys. My first year of uni, I did a report on how much better the Irish health system was in comparison to all. Whoa, did you actually? How much better it was? I think I must have read all marketing material, because I gave an excellent commendation of the Irish system and even got a HD, the highest mark for the report. How long ago was this? Honestly, I don't even think that it matters like how long ago this was, because I think that it's been bad for a long time now. It's been bad for a long time. So, yeah. That's so funny. I think that it was all just misinformation, to be honest with you. Honestly, okay, so basically, I can't remember exactly what happened. I really wanted Shane to like chime in on this, but he must be on a meeting right now. But basically, the thing that happened was this woman came up to this guy, this Simon Harris, right? Our Taoiseach. And she was telling him about how upset she was over something. Like, she was wronged, like, badly by, like, a false promise that he made. I really hope that Shane comes back so we can, like, understand what she was giving out about. But he basically was just like brushing her off. Like, he was just like, yeah, whatever type thing. Like, he was just, you know, like, this is not worth my time, right? And RTE is like, it's like the States, it's kind of like, okay, you ever hear of like BBC over in the UK? It's like the States' main like channel for TV or like radio, right? So RTE is like the main like big kind of, you know, they do all the news and all that kind of stuff. But RTE, they were recording at the time, and he tried to get them not to air what had happened. He tried to censor what he'd done, basically. And the funny thing is that he tried to like force her to like, you know, shake his hand just for a picture. But like in real life, he was just like, go away, basically. I haven't actually seen the actual video. Wait, let's see if we can find it.
Hi guys, do you remember when Rishi Sunak was campaigning in the recent election? Pretty much every interaction he had was carefully prepared and choreographed. Even some of the questions put to him by the public turned out to be Tory councillors masquerading as concerned citizens who would then nod in agreement to the Conservative leader's response. However, something Sunak didn't really do was walk about meeting people on the street, because this can quickly become a PR nightmare for a politician. This is exactly what happened to Taoiseach and Fine Gael leader Simon Harris as he was exiting a shop during the Irish election campaign.
Oh, hello. How are you? Very nice to see you. How are you? Good to see you. Can I ask you a question? You can, yeah.
I work at Section 39 worker. We fought for money. Yeah, we were. We were ignored.
No, that's true.
Yes, we were.
No, you weren't.
Yes, we were.
Okay, we can
And the disability sector is a joke. You've done nothing for us. Our people are suffering. I'm very passionate about my job.
Yeah, I'm very passionate about disability too.
But there's been no mention in the budget whatsoever. You ignored them. You ignored the
No,
carers.
that's not true to say that.
Yes, you do.
That's not
It
true.
has not been mentioned.
That's not-
Keep shaking hands, pretend
No,
you're
but
a
if
good
you-
man. You're not a good man.
Okay, well, if you don't think I'm a good
Because we
man,
don't
then-
care about those people.
Oh, that was bad. Okay. There are a number of things to respond to here.
Jesus. Did you guys hear that okay, by the way? Sorry. Was the desktop audio, was that like all good? That's
First of all,
crazy.
his condescending tone. You know, that's not true. No, that's not right. No, that's not happening. And then the other aspect, of course, is the fake handshake. Shake her hand to get out of the situation. Yeah, whatever, I'm getting out of here. And then he realized as he was leaving, actually this would look really bad. Something clicked in his brain. Better go back and try and resuscitate my campaign. Look, you should have shown empathy. Here is somebody who's struggling. Somebody talking about something that's really important. A carer who's looking after somebody who's disabled. And you're dismissing their concerns. And you say, yeah, there's no, we did look after you. No, what you need to do is show empathy. You need to show that you're actually concerned and explain to her how you're going to improve things. See, this is the big problem for incumbents like Fine Gael here. They have to run on their record, and their record is pretty dismal. You know, you can sort of understand why Rishi Sunak would organise meetings in warehouses where half the people attending were Tory councillors, because you can decide who asks questions and what questions they ask. Meeting the public runs a massive risk. Now, if you're in opposition, you don't have these types of problems because you can sell people an idea. You can say, look, I would make things better. But as the incumbent, you can't really do that. And I'm not sure whether he'll hold on to his seat after this interaction. But, you know, this is him presenting the government to the public. And the public's response is pretty negative.
I need
And
to
by the
watch
public-
this one more time because this was crazy.
Turned out to be Tory councillors masquerading as
Oh, hello. How are you? Very nice to see you. How are you? Good to see you.
Can I ask you a question?
You can, yeah.
I work at Section 39 worker. We fought for money. Yeah, we were. We were ignored.
No, that's true.
Yes, we were.
No, you weren't.
Yes, we were.
Okay, we can
And the disability sector is a joke. You've done nothing for us. Our people are suffering. I'm very passionate about my job.
Yeah, I'm very passionate about disability too.
But there's been no mention in the budget whatsoever. You ignored them. You ignored
No,
the carers.
that's not true to say that.
Yes, you do.
That's not
It
true.
has not been mentioned.
That's not-
Keep shaking hands, pretend
No,
you're a
but if
good
you-
man. You're not a good man.
Okay, well, if you don't think I'm a good
Because we
man,
don't
then-
care about those people.
Okay, well,
that
if
was
you don't
bad.
think I'm
Okay.
if you don't think I'm a good man, then okay. Jesus. That's crazy. That's just crazy. I can't believe that. Absolutely insane. At that point, why did he even try to shake her hand? Like, that just made it worse. And honestly, I think that was such a great... That was such a great thing to come out like right before the election though, because like I feel like that's gonna change a lot of people's minds about who they should vote for. So I think that that's actually like a good thing that happened. You could just see like how little he actually cared, you know? All he cared about was like being right in that situation. And he didn't even have like anything to back it up. Like he didn't say like, no, we did actually put something in, like we did like say this and this is what we've given to carers, you know? Like if you're going to disagree, at least like back it up with facts, right? Not just, no, we didn't. But he obviously didn't have any facts to back it up with. He just wanted to look good for the cameras. Crazy. We had a CEO do that here, and the storm that kicked off after forced him to resign from being that out of touch. Yes, that's what needs to happen though. And honestly, I think that like when okay, I'm not saying that Sinn Féin is going to get voted in. I hope that they do. But if Sinn Féin get voted in, do they get to vote in? Do they get to like basically, you know, pick a new Taoiseach for us? Because I think that after this we need like a new Taoiseach. We didn't actually get a choice of who the Taoiseach is. So basically, the past many Taoiseachs that we've had are all just, they've all been out of touch. They're all like part of the Fianna Gael kind of party, and they basically the party chooses who they want to have as Taoiseach. So it's like we don't get to choose. It's just whatever the party, like it's someone within the party that gets chosen, right? If they get majority, then we get a new well, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. I hope that happens. He clearly doesn't know what to say, so he's trying. Yeah, he just like gives like the tiny awful handshake, you know, to someone who didn't even want to shake his hand, to be honest with you. I think that was kind of like even a disrespect too, because like, you know, the way that she sees him, she would never in her right mind even give him a handshake, you know? She would never even give him a handshake. So that was almost like an invasion of, that was like a lack of respect, honestly, right? Like she didn't even like shake his hand back. She was just like limp hand, like, what are you doing, you know? I understand that he has to defend the policies of his party, but the way he treats her is awful. Yeah. Doesn't even bother to ask what they could have done better. Yeah, like if there's no like drive to learn anything new, like, oh yeah, what would you have done in your situation, you know? Like what can we do to make this better? Exactly. It's always good when they get caught off guard. I'd say I'd say a lot of people kind of feel good about it. I think that it's almost like perfect that it happened just before the general election though. It's probably changed a lot of minds. Yeah, even if he wasn't going to act on anything, at least asking would show he listened to the people, exactly. But instead, like, he sees someone that's suffering, right? Someone that's going through a hard time because they haven't been addressed in the new budget. There's basically this new budget that came out. I think that it comes out in like October. But it just like shows like what people are going to get, like what kind of subsidies and all that kind of stuff. But it seems like carers weren't addressed like at all. But yeah, instead there was literally just like, he just built up a wall. Was like, no, there's not. I'm gonna go and live in my little fairy fantasy now. Bye. Bye. Ash for Taoiseach. I don't know about that. You'll have to start calling me Taoiseach though. Yeah. I don't think that I will be able for that, to be honest, because I think that sometimes, like, honestly, I think that like any TikTok that we've had has like bad, you know, they haven't had like good intentions. But I think that maybe even if you do have good intentions coming in as a TikTok, you can't like suit every single person's needs is the issue, right? So I feel like either way you're going to be demonized, even if you're trying your best, and that's the issue. And I think that the issue is as well is that like a lot of people, like whenever a TikTok comes in, it's just like, I suppose like maybe you do have hopes when a new TikTok comes in, but like you usually just have like that common preconception that like every TikTok that we ever get is bad. So yeah. Okay, does anybody want some songs? We have an hour and 15 minutes left. Would anybody like a song? We could do some songs if you like. Or would you like to keep on chatting? I actually wrote a new song, but I still need to practice it a little bit. I can like play it for you guys, but it's not gonna be like perfect or anything. But yeah, I've written a new song since I've been gone. I also have another song in the works. I have like another idea for another song. So I do want to like actually, you know, write more songs, because I've been so busy on like rehearsing, and I've been so busy with, you know, busking and everything else. I feel like there's so many things for me to do that I feel like I'm being like pulled in so many different directions. Like I was producing a little bit as well, but yeah, there's so many things to do. It's crazy. There's so many things. And then there's like, I also want to start like a spirituality YouTube channel too. Like I want to maybe just sit down for like half an hour every day, just like make a video, talk about whatever, and just start on that too, like have another project to work on, because it's something that like I'm really passionate about, and it's something that I think that I would really like love and enjoy doing. So I think that could be like another avenue for us. If you vote for them, you have hope. If the other team gets in, you're usually, I mean, like, that's the issue though. Like, there's so many people that are just gonna end up like leaving the country, because like Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, they are always looking out for rich people. So then you'll, you know, with infrastructure not even spreading out to the rest of the country, with no improvements being made to the rest of the country or the economy, people are just going to keep on emigrating. And like that's what we're like, that's one of the things that we're best known for, is emigrating. Everybody's always leaving the country. It would be nice for once in our lives to, you know, not go through with a thought, even just for like a month, to be like, okay, I'm gonna stay in the country. It would be nice to have that thought. We request the new songs in advance when they're ready. Yes, maybe I should just play it for you when it's ready. I heard Australia is trying to pass the law banning social media for people under... Is that right? Indiana, please do. Do tell us. It sounds like the country needs to invest in 4WDs. Four-wheel drives. I was like, wait, what? SUVs to drive all over all the crappy roads. The roads are pretty bad. There's like potholes everywhere. It's crazy. It's yeah, you should see the state of the country. When you go to the west, it's like, it's pretty crazy over there. Leaving them countries, well, you tell that to a professional pilgrim here. Cracks says, wait, what? Oh right, yeah. Any luck? Any movement on? Do you know like when you might be moving to the UK, or is that kind of something that is in the far distance? It's right, but no one cared about it until Elon Musk decided. What did he say about it? What did he say? Does our song list work? I can't remember if we fixed that. Did we fix this? SL, okay. That's working at least. She he kicked off an army of ill-informed people, saying how this was against free speech, blah blah blah. Technically, free speech isn't something in Australia. All the under 16-year-olds will do is just lie about their age like we did as kids. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true, yeah. But the thing is that I feel like if this is brought in, then a lot of parents will just like stop their kids from like having a phone at all, right? It's like, well, your friend doesn't have a phone, so we're gonna take your phone away from you. She spent years in the dark, under the covers, but that's how flowers grow. In the beginning, it was hard to see, but eventually, happiness unfolds. Now that she chooses peace, she cannot see what she's been shown. Now if he gone, time melts away into the unknown. Oh, flowers grow Could you hear anything there? What's going on? Weird. When you ask me, do I know? I don't. I don't. I don't. But that's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Ooh. You. What's going on? It is the high notes, isn't it? Do we have... Oh, we have noise suppression on this thing. Okay. Let's remove that. Maybe that should fix it. When you ask me, do I know? I don't. I don't. I don't. You. was like, okay, so remember the last time that I streamed and then Ableton just wouldn't direct its sound because we had used like Voice Meter, right? I was doing all those funny voices and then we had to like change. We couldn't get Ableton to like direct its sound back to OBS, which is what I like stream the sound and video from, right? And then I had to like make some changes. I had to put it in a different audio channel, and that audio channel actually had noise suppression in it. I didn't realize. That's what happened. Do we all remember when we were old enough to actually be on site and then had to change our age to our actual age? Yeah. Actually, I think technically I'm still like 90 on Facebook. Bro, I had it when I wanted to play poker and then they demanded the photo of an ID and I had to wait another... Oh no, damn it. The sound... Yeah. The parents will end up giving in and letting them on social media because all their friends are on social media. Yeah. They do end up giving in. Besides, kids these days probably have more of an idea about stranger danger. The first question back in the day on social media was ASL. That was forever open to lies. What's ASL? I'm so bad with acronyms, guys. I'm so bad with them. They just go over my head. Like that 4-wheel drive thing, it was gonna go over my head. I was very surprised that it clicked with me. Oh, I see. Okay. Right. I get you. I'm learning this. Not learning this. I learned this quite a while ago. Not that I learned it. I learned it by ear. I learned it by ear like a few years ago. And now I'm practicing it again because I'd like to like post it sometime. I don't have like the whole song down. It's kind of just like a snippet, but I want to just do like a short or something for this. This chord is so hard. If I do it with this, yeah, this should be a little bit better. This tone. It's quite hard to play. I remember I had to change my name to my real name from Smokey McPods. Smoking McPods? What were you smoking? Which was completely my true name when I was 18. One of my friends, I used to partake in, you know, a little bit of that when I was a teenager, and there was a friend who went onto my Facebook and they changed my name. I won't give you my surname, obviously, but the first name was Mashed. Mashed something. I was mashed. Which was kind of true. But yeah. That's the thing, absolutely nothing, but the name was hilarious, so oh, okay, right. I thought we were going to have I thought we were going to really relate there. We still do, but not in the what we partook in as teenagers part. Mashed potato, yeah, it was mashed potato. Cause every Irish, I don't know if you know this, but every Irish person's surname is Potato. I'm Aisling Potato. I am Little Potato. I'm a little potato. By the way, does anybody want to, oh, right, we're doing yes. Are we doing, yes, okay, we're doing this song. We're doing Erosion. Who requested this one? It says never been played. What? It has been played. It's just that we have like a new, since this is a new channel, we have a new, thingy-mabob. A new song list. I smoked paper and literal grass on a dare once though. So that's where it came from? Oh my goodness. That's crazy. I actually knew someone who was allergic to grass. They actually like ate grass once and then they realized that they were allergic to it because they like tried again and they had like the same reaction. Very interesting. Ba-dum-bum. Ba-da-ba-ba-dum-bum. Why isn't the guitar that loud? But then my voice is like pretty much the same. It's at the same even when I turn it up like a lot, it's weird. That's something that I need to like practice a little bit more actually. I used to really have that one down. I really haven't like practiced. I haven't been practicing like really kind of like tough things lately. I think that like with starting streaming and everything, I was just like focused on like learning songs and like learning songs fast because I wanted to like get a good amount of songs together. But I'd really like to like hop back into like doing some things that are a little bit more challenging for sure. I don't really feel like as if I need to like keep on adding songs to the song list like at such a fast pace anymore because we have like gone past like that 100. I wanted to get to 100 songs like as fast as possible and we've done that, so I think that I'm gonna start focusing on stuff that maybe more stuff that I want to learn actually, because there are some songs that I listen to that I'd love to like learn how to loop and stuff. My legal name is Jonah, never been played. What? Sean, you now you know. Thanks for letting me know, Jonah. Sounds like it might have been the placebo effect from eating grass. I don't know. I don't think that they were like, oh, grass is gonna get me high, you know? They ate grass. Like, they didn't smoke it. They ate it, and then they had, like, a bad reaction to it. I think that they're, like, their tongue, like, swole or something. Is it swole when you say, do you say swole? Your tongue swole? Yo, Joey, how are you doing? Miles Davis knew 10,000. Jesus Christ. That's insane. How do you do that? How do you do that? That's crazy. No, I mean like as in like swollen. So like his tongue became swollen, but like if you say like, do you say like your tongue swole? My tongue swole? You know? I don't know. Okay, we're doing erosion. Bum 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 bum. I feel like it's like as if like no matter how much I like actually turn up the guitar, it's going nowhere. I don't know why. It's like staying in the same range. Pretty much. Weird. What is reality? Like, does the guitar sound like really low to you guys? Because they're pretty much like the same, like over on Ableton, but when I play the guitar on OBS, then it seems like it's really like not so loud. I just read that Ireland is now one of the top 5 wealthiest countries on earth. Is that actually true? Do you feel posh? I wouldn't say posh. I wouldn't say posh. What is reality? Because that would mean that I'm like British. And does happiness come free? Well, if it does, can you hand it to me? 'Cause I'm feeling kind of low. Delusions eroding my mind. Illusions excluding my eyes. I don't like the state of mind, but there cannot be some kind of reason behind what you're doing, standing there staring at me. Can't you see I'm trying to live right now? And can I get these voices out of my brain? Can't you see I'm trying to think right now? And who do you think you're looking at? Next time, please turn your head the other way. And just when I'm feeling fine, the darkness comes alive. And if it swallows me, will you remember me? Will you remember me? Is reality just a reflection of me? Do my eyes show me how I feel inside? Well, take me away from this state of mind. I like it better on the other side. Well, what you doing standing there staring at me? Can't you see I'm trying to live right now? Can I get these voices out of my brain? Can't you see I'm trying to think right now? And who do you think you're looking at? Next time, please turn your head the other way. And just when I'm feeling fine, the darkness comes alive. And if it swallows me, will you remember me? Will you remember me? Well, let me grasp a thought, spiraling, no control over my beliefs. Someone show me how to swim out of this maze before I drown. Now I'm circling, let me grasp a thought, spiraling, no control over my beliefs. Someone show me how to swim. Yeah. And who do you think you're looking at? Next time, please turn your head the other way. Just when I when I said to somebody that I am learning Irish, they said, oh, it's a good thing. Ireland is becoming a great country to live in, so you will need the language. What? You don't need the language to move here. You don't need the language to move here. There's no hope. No. You don't need it. You do not need it. Like, it's nice to be able to say a few phrases here and there, but people, like, never use the Irish language. People will say, like, "Conna sa taught you," like, "on will to gama." But, like, that's rare. It's very rare for people to even say that. People just use the English language mostly. Who said that? Who said that? Only the British can be posh. I think that we just have a negative connotation with anything that sounds British. And Irish people will do anything to not be British. That's the issue. That's the issue. If you say that we're posh, then I think that is kind of like, poshness kind of does come from, like, you don't have to be British to be posh, but I think that posh definitely came from England, you know, to be posh. And the word posh came from Britain as well, you know. What kind of British accent? What kind? Oh, I'm from London. Maybe from London. Would you like an accent from London? What's Essex? Let me just see what Essex is again.
The Essex accent has got to be the funniest British accent. Oh my God, at the end of the day, I don't find my accent amusing. We speak like we've had some sort of brain injury and
it's a mad one. We speak like we've had some kind of brain injury. Like, it's a weird one. It's a weird one. Essex is hard. It's a little bit touch and go. Let me just read out what Indiana said. Yeah, Brits are all about. No, now I'm just going for like. Now I'm like deferring to an Australian accent. This is a weird one.
we're hanging on to the end of our words for dear life, clearly
dear life.
pronouncing each one like it's a precious jewel we've just about managed to pull out of our mind.
Honestly, like, it's kind of similar to like an Australian accent, actually. It kind of is. A little bit. It's not an Australian accent, but it is like probably the closest English accent that's it's closest to Australian, right? I have sip one, what? What? Now I don't have money on tea, sipping, what? Oh, what? I was gonna get it there for a second, but I'm still confused. What's going on here? You sound more Australian with that accent. Yeah, I do. I can't do this one. But I can do, you sound, now what, like, I'm getting in my head. I'm able to do an English accent, but I'm just like, now I'm just getting confused. You sound more Australian. Now I'm doing Australian. Australian. No. With that Essex accent. I can't. I'm good at doing an English accent, I swear. I'm good at doing this, but I can't do it right now. For some reason, I'm just reverting to an Australian. It's probably because I've been doing an Australian accent so much lately. This is the BBC. This is the BBC. I mean, I feel like this is the BBC. This is the BBC. Was that good? Blasphemy. Calling us English. Yeah, I know, right? Nobody wants to be called British. Sorry, Joey. Joey, are you from Britain? Jonah was impersonating my English landlord. Do you have an English landlord? Is your landlord nice? I wouldn't imagine him to be. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Honestly, like, I don't have a problem with individual English people, but as Britain as a whole, Irish people have a problem with them. And like, it's a joke. Me and Shane were talking about it last night. We're like, it's a joke. Like, a lot of Irish people joke about it, but then like in some element it's also not a joke. Like how like Irish people don't like English people. Like, we do like them, but then there's like, we also don't. You know? Not in like a way of like, I don't like you as a person. It's just the generational resentment that we've held onto throughout the years. That's all it is. That's all it is. Jonah was impersonating my English landlord. Oh, I see, okay. You don't pay rent? Wait, are you being serious? Well done. Yeah, don't pay your rent. Don't pay your rent. Okay. I'm gonna show you the song that I wrote, and it's not gonna be perfect because I haven't like fully, you know, there's gonna be like some there's gonna be some like mistakes here and there, but let's just do this. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. I feel like the guitar, can you guys tell me if you can like really hear the guitar? Like, be honest. Like, if you hear this, like, is it loud as my voice? Like, is the like sound balanced? A couple centuries of bullying and now you hold a grudge against the Brits. Let it go. It was only a few centuries. Okay, I'll give you a bit of a song with, okay. Sifting through my... Wait, let me see if I want to do like a bit more reverb on... Okay. It's not as loud, but you can still hear both. Does the sound like balanced? Sifting through my memories, how little that you meant to me. How am I supposed to feel again? Fighting off this tambourine, banging off inside of me. The only feeling you never short of love. From the moment you made your first rule, I knew that we would try. From the moment I found out you moved, I claimed my space, I found my grace, but you knew suit your better time, playing out your little game. This is real, it's not make pretend. The child that set you threw away, pouring all the way down the train. Did it make you happy in the end? Guitar could be a hair louder. I'm like, it's actually like at the max right now. Wait, let me just if I just like turn it up on. Like, that is like damaging the ear off me is the only thing. Threw away, pouring all the way down the train. Did it make you happy in the end? From the moment you made your first rule, I knew that we would try. From the moment I found out you moved, I claimed my space. I found my grace, but you I don't really know like what I'm gonna do for the bridge, but I'll make something up now. Did you need to trap us along with you? Is it so hard to be free? Did you need to trap us along with you? Is it so wrong to be free? Did you need to trap us along with you? Is it so wrong to be free? I don't really know where to go from there. From the moment you made your first rule, I knew that we would try. From the moment I found out you moved, I claimed my space. I found my grace, but you knew. But you knew. I really haven't like gotten that far, as in like I haven't gotten to the part where we end the song. I don't know how to end the song. I don't know what the bridge is gonna be like, but that's the song. I hope you like it. I hope you like it. That one was probably the most vulnerable song I've ever written. It was like there was a sense of flow in the song, but then there was also a lot of pain in it, I think. Like I did release a lot. Like I definitely healed you know, some aspect of myself through writing that song. That whole song is about like it's about the years of isolation that we were put through, me and my sisters, when I was like from age 8 to 12. We had, you know, moved in with our biological father. I met him for the first time when I was 8 years old. Up until that time, I thought that someone else was my dad, but we ended up moving in with him, and he just didn't really know how to be a dad, I suppose. I think that he thought that being a parent was just to discipline. So he would like ground us over like the smallest of things. My little sister, she was like 3 years old, and like as a 3-year-old, you're going to do things that are wrong, right? Like you're going to make mistakes because like you don't understand how the world works. But even just like leaving a light on that would like ground you for 3 days, and you would not be allowed to like go outside, not even into your back garden, and you weren't allowed to do anything other than play cards. Cards were my only friend back then. So for 4 years we went through extreme isolation, and I think that it was just a song that I wanted to direct towards him, to even like release some of that resentment towards the situation. I don't really look at it that way anymore. It was more of I think that I was connecting with like how I felt like after the whole situation had transpired, like after he had moved out and everything. Like I was so happy, but I was also very resentful to him because he like stole years away from our childhood, and especially my younger sister as well. Like she had it really bad. She wasn't his actual like they're not related. My younger sister, she has a different dad, so he was like extra hard on her, but she was like the youngest out of all of us. She was only 3 years old, and she definitely did not have a childhood. So, you know, I think that I feel the worst, not even towards like what he did to us, but like towards my little sister. I think that it's just like, it was pretty sick-minded. It's like he almost enjoyed, you know, disciplining us and like, you know, stopping us from going outside. Like he was very much isolated himself. I think that, you know, he obviously had his own issues that he was dealing with. Like he was probably, maybe he like grew up in a household where there was lots of rules, right? But he did, like, you could tell that he did get like enjoyment out of like disciplining us, because like he'd have a smirk on his face and stuff, and he just liked the power of isolating children. Which was you know, it's sad to think about, and it's hard sometimes not to be like resentful towards the situation, but at the same time it was something that was needed. It was something that we had to go through, because I think that I'd be a very different person now. Like I think that maybe it helped me to be definitely a lot more empathetic person through going through all of like those different feelings of like abandonment, isolation, feeling shamed, feeling like as if I have to like tiptoe. Like I always felt like as if I had to tiptoe around the house. Like I never felt at home. I always felt like, oh, I better not get in trouble. I better not do anything wrong. I better be like a good child. I better like, you know, please this person to the fullest of my extent, and try not even to lift a finger or move in order not to get grounded so that I'd be able to go outside. You know, so I think that while it helped me to grow in a lot of ways, I also think that to this day, I feel like sometimes it still does hinder me in ways. Like that people-pleasing tendency comes in sometimes if I'm not careful of, or if I even take my eye off of it, then sometimes it can start to grow again, you know? I have to put in a lot of work to kind of like just put down that barrier. Or I feel like it's almost like, in order for me to feel safe at times, I feel like as if I have to people please. And I think that a lot of people kind of come in with that too. It's like, you know, you want to be on the good side of other people in order to feel safe. And that's what it was for me. For me, it was always, I have to be on someone's good side in order to survive. So that's just like a habit that was built into me. But another kind of bad habit that was built into me was the isolation, right? Like, you think that after being free and everything, I would not isolate myself, but I think that like going through 4 years of isolation and not being able to do anything as well, I feel like my motivation is not what it would have been if that hadn't happened. You know what I mean? It's like isolating myself and doing things is easy for me to do because I was so used to that kind of life. But then not doing anything as well is something that I'm very used to too, because we weren't able to do anything with the isolation. We weren't, all we could do was just like play cards. So that's another habit that's built into me of like being scared to act. That's like something that I struggle with a lot. It's very for the soul song. Aww. Thank you. It sounds like Flowers in the Attic. Let me listen to this. Flowers in the Attic. Who's this by? Get your sister in here. We need to. She actually turned out fine. She after everything, like I mean, she does have like her own things to like work through. We all do, you know. It was like a traumatizing thing to go through, you know, but I'm probably all the way better for it because like I have a song now. I wrote a song about it, right? You can like turn all of your negative experiences into something that's empowering, right? And I think that is something that's so great. It makes us stronger, and going through something like that, maybe some people will relate with this song. I do think that it is something that not a lot of people have gone through, but I think that it would be really powerful for the people that do find this song and do actually relate with being trapped in some sense. Maybe even just like generally being trapped, maybe people would still find something to relate to in that. I hate the people that know better what's good for you. That's the thing though, like it's about like listening to the children rather than like listening to like what you think is best, or like disciplining a child so much into almost becoming like this military version of themselves, because like that's what it was basically. It was just like, and now I go through this whole thing where I'm constantly bossing myself around. I'm punishing myself to do better, you know, like, and that's like something that I need to work on again. I did go through this period of my life where like I was doing so great, where I was like, I had a really good relationship with myself. But I think that it was after I started streaming 8 hours a day. That's when I started to kind of lose that again, because I wasn't really like checking in with myself as often. And I'm really glad that I've started to be here, you know, like I'm really glad that I'm here doing music, because I don't stream as often, so it does give me more time to actually like check in with myself and, you know, just stay connected, right? Like I feel a lot more connected than I did like versus when I was streaming 8 hours a day, like streaming at Hearthstone and stuff. But I think that I really lost like parts of myself through doing that. And honestly, I'm so grateful that it's happened, because I get to relearn all of these different lessons that I learned. It's basically a process of reconsolidating the lessons that I've learned, you know, and repracticing them. And it's amazing to like realize all of the things that you forgot, you know. Hey CH2, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome in. I'm glad you're here. How's life been? How's recording going? But what possible reason would there to go outside into a secure yard? That's the thing, like, to not even allow us to go outside, that was crazy, you know. There was this one time that I was grounded for like 2 weeks one time. We were not allowed to, okay, there's a few things that happened that were just like, it was just ridiculous, you know. Like, there was this one time where I opened a packet of marshmallows. We were not allowed to eat any sweets until 6 p.m. on Fridays. So nothing sweet whatsoever, not allowed to have anything. And okay, yeah, maybe like from the outside that seems like a reasonable thing. But there was this one time that I just decided, I was like, oh, I really wanted something sweet. Like, it's okay to treat yourself and like love yourself and be like, if you're craving something, you know, then allow yourself to have it, right? Or allow your children to have something sweet, like after dinner or whatever. Like, it doesn't have to be every day, but like to restrict them from eating so much, it's almost like it created like a bad relationship with food, you know. It's like, even now I'm like, okay, like I shouldn't like eat anything. Like I should only eat like, I think that that's still actually built into me, to be honest. Like, don't eat anything sweet until the weekend, which is sad. It's sad to say that, but anyway, I ended up eating a marshmallow, and Frank, our dad, was like, who opened the marshmallow packet? Someone opened this marshmallow packet and ate something. And I didn't want to get grounded. I didn't want to get like isolated and, you know, everything taken away from me and, you know, not allowed to go outside. So like I lied. I was just like, I didn't take it. And then there was this whole interrogation thing of like, who ate the marshmallow and blah, blah, blah. And then, since none of us were owning up to it, then the rest of my sisters, all of us, we were all grounded for 2 weeks because no one would own up to it. I ended up owning up to it, and then it was extended to 3 weeks. Because I had lied, because I just didn't want to be isolated. It was like a desperation. It was like a desperate act, right? But anyway, that's just how ridiculous it got. Like, it was just like, oh yeah, I'll just like pick a number and you guys can be isolated. And there was just no thought put into like our well-being or like, you know, it was just emotional abuse basically, right? Then there was another time that we were in Bulgaria, and we were like staying in this it was a tiny apartment, the 5 of us. It was a tiny apartment. There was like one kind of like tiny L couch, right? And then my mother and my father, they were like sleeping on this double bed. But Saoirse, being the eldest, she was allowed to sleep on the L part, so like the long kind of like part of the sofa, right? But her legs were like still kind of like coming off of it. Me and my sister, my younger sister, we had to just like sleep, like just like this, for 2 months straight. This was for 2 months, just like this. So yeah, that kind of sucked. But there was this one time that I got grounded. I can't remember what it was over, but I got grounded for like 2 weeks. And I remember just like staring out of the apartment. There were so many kids around the resort that I'd become friends with, and I had to wait 2 weeks. They'd come by the balcony. We were like on like the bottom floor for, you know, of the apartment complex. They'd come around and be like, how much time longer do you have to stay inside? There was no air conditioning. It was really hot in there, and I wasn't able to do anything. Didn't even have a packet of cards. I just had to like lie there for 2 weeks. I saw that, I think that someone had left their togs like out by the pool. There was like the balcony, and then you could see the pool from the balcony, and it being on like the bottom floor, you could just like, you know, climb over the balcony. I wanted to just go and I just wanted to step out for just a second, and nobody was in the apartment. But unfortunately, as I went to go grab the thing, then Frank came back and he saw that I had left for a second, and then he grounded me for another. So I was grounded for a month, and I stayed in that apartment for a month while we were on holidays. Just insane. Just crazy. Just completely unreasonable, you know. I have 2 things to say. First, I'm so happy you're doing such a good job with caring about yourself. Thank you, Jonah. And also, holy smokes, I had a chance to see you 8 hours a day stream and I missed it. Yeah, I think that was like, maybe it was like 2.5 years ago that I started that. And that was when I was like a little bit too afraid to even go for music. But I'm really proud of my growth, because I never saw myself actually going for music because I was too afraid to do it. And I'm so glad of the place that I'm at right now. Releasing new single in February 2025. Nice, let's go. Will you post it into the Discord when it's out? And currently in talks with indie game companies. Let's go. We plan to reach out to them and allow them to use our band's new unreleased songs in their upcoming games. That's so exciting. Let me know if anybody bites. That would be amazing. Go have pie. Yeah, I'll go have pie. I will go have pie. I think that that's a good shout. Maybe a mouse ate it and none of you touched it. Yeah, that's the thing. Maybe a mouse ate it. Jesus. The issue is, right, after all of that, I think that, like, in a sense, I did kind of free myself, like, after my mother kicked Frank out, because it got to a point where she started to, like, wake up. I don't know what was going through her mind at the time, like, why she was allowing all of this to happen. And a lot more hurt came, like, after that. Like, I think that us as sisters, we felt ignored, that our emotions were not valid, that she allowed Frank to do this to us. Like, she just kind of like stood by as all of this happened, Yes, I gotta go vote soon. Yes, I'm looking forward to it. But she kind of just stood by as everything happened, and I think that after Frank was out of the picture and it was just me, my sisters, and my mother, our resentment towards her was like, she was supposed to protect us from like that kind of stuff happening, but she seemed to just care. Like, she just seemed to be happy that she was like, living a party life and everything. Like, she was an alcoholic, and she would often, her and Frank, they would often just leave us in the apartment every night when they were like in Bulgaria and stuff. Back at home, we'd often like just wake up to strangers just like passed out in our living room. And yeah, I suppose it was like, my mother had children kind of young. Like, she had Saoirse when she was 22, but she always made it known that she like regretted having us. She was like, oh yeah, never have children at that age or whatever. And which is crazy, and I think that like she resented having us, or she resented us even existing, which was not our fault. Like, if you're not ready to have any children, then don't have children. I think that we were mistakes anyway, but at the same time, take responsibility, right? She didn't get to have her party days, so she ended up just like absolutely going off the rails. We had a stable life up until I was like age 8. I had a good childhood. We had a stable home, but my mother's partner, which is my younger sister's dad, he started abusing her. He was actually a very good dad to us, but behind the scenes he had actually abused her physically. So she decided to leave. They were paying a mortgage on the house, and she got 30 grand, which is a good bit of money. You could definitely take that 30 grand, put a deposit down on a new house. But unfortunately what she did was she spent that 30 grand on just partying, basically. And now she's at an age, I think that she might be 52, 53 now. And now she's in a stage where she's gonna have to, she doesn't have a mortgage yet, but she's saving up for a mortgage at this age. And I guess that she kind of just has to pay for that now, She could have made a wise choice and just decided to, choose a stable home. But now she's in a place where she's going to be paying off her mortgage well into her retirement even. So yeah. Frank is a terrible name for everyone. There are no good Franks. Oh my goodness. Me and Shane always talk about this. We've never heard of or met a good Frank. Franks? Nah. Actually, there was one Frank that I did meet on Discord, and through my understanding, they were actually okay. They were actually okay. But yeah. The ones that we know and banned. Wait. Which guy was this? Can you DM me on Discord? I must open my Discord. Wait, it is there. Which guy was this? Was this recent? Because I must have just forgotten the name. American pie or a British pie? Irish pie. I mean, I think that an Irish pie would... Well, apple pie. We love apple pie. Apple pie is a tradition here, for sure. And if it's American, you need to drive a Chevy to the levee to get... Oh my goodness. Now I remember why I haven't come here for 3 weeks. I'm kidding. That's terrible. You never tell your kids you weren't right. Yeah. Because all that shouts, right, is maybe she didn't even think that there was any harm in it, Because my mother is kind of... She's a bit of an unconscious person. I think that she did go through a lot of pain, in her life, and I think that, over the years, I've definitely found a lot more compassion for her, but I also know that she's still, capable of doing damage, so... Mostly I just love her from afar. But I still talk to her. I still, go for lunch with her or whatever, but... I think that she knows not to act in a bad way, right? She's done a lot of things to mess up our relationship, and there are still a few things that I need to work on and try to get over, but yeah. It's not, I know that, whatever I'm saying right now, it's not that, she's a bad person. She was actually she was very good at, keeping everything looking good on the outside, if you know what I mean. There was, a lot of emotional abuse, but she would still, she was, a high-functioning alcoholic, she would party all the time, but then, get up at 7 a.m. to wake us up and get us to school and everything. So like I'm glad that she was there for us in that sense. Not that I think that, you know, getting us education was actually her intention. It was more just to look good on the outside. But she did make sure that we were always fed. She always made sure that we went to school. And she just made sure that we had everything that we needed, you know. Not every family is going to, not every person is going to be brought up in a healthy way, you know. Like I think that what we're starting to realize now is that a lot of families are like emotionally dysfunctional, you know. Like things can look so great on the outside, but on the inside the emotions within the family are just like are so bad. Like say with a lot of psychopaths, people like serial killers, right? From the outside, in a lot of those kind of homes, everything looks okay from the outside. Like they look like they've been brought up in this healthy family home where everything is just physically functional, but like not emotionally. Like behind closed doors, everything is just like, you know, it's destroyed, it's broken basically. Oh, I was wondering, I couldn't remember actually, Indiana, like what the guy's name was, and that list has grown to at least 6 streamers. Whoa, that's crazy. You must tell me about that later. Oh, by the way, I need to listen to that song. What was it called again? Flowers in the Attic. Is it by the Jezebels? Joey, are you still there? Oh, it's a book. It sounds like a similar story. That would be interesting to read, actually. It would be nice to like find some sort of relation to that. You see no ads. Yeah, what have we been getting any ads at all? That's terrible. Oh yeah, you never tell your kids that for sure. Frankly, my dear. Frankly, my dear, you were a not so great dad. You were not so great dad. Oh no, my jokes are that bad. Oh, the Chevy to the levee. No. It's not. Honestly, your jokes are very good. Your jokes are very good because I actually tell the same kind of jokes. I tell like those, you know, like those good bad jokes. Like they're bad, but you can't help but laugh at them. You know, that's my kind of humor. That's what I like. But I like telling those kind of jokes. I like telling those kind of jokes most because of the reaction that people I like seeing the reaction. It's great. There was one thing that happened last night. We were talking about mattresses. And it wasn't really a joke. It was more like an observation that I made. It was Shane. We were talking about mattresses and like how comfortable our mattress is now compared to the mattress that we had like back in the old house. And then Shane was talking about the mattress that he had when he was living at home with his parents. And he was saying like, oh yeah, I had like the bed that my mother and father had when they got married. And I was like, so you were conceived in that bed? And he was just like, why did you say that? Why did you say that? I was like, and you were sleeping in that bed? Like every night? Oh, too good. Too good. I said it again today and he was like, stop bringing it up. Stop. Don't do this ever again. Okay, I think that I'm gonna have to go, guys. Yeah, it's actually 3 o'clock now, so I'm gonna have to skedaddle. I hope you like the new song. Thank you guys for coming. I'll see you again. Probably on Monday. I do want to stream more. So we will be back on Monday. We'll be back on Monday. Take care. Bye, Gemini. Thanks so much for coming back. I'm very glad I came back. I was like, I felt bad and I was hesitant to come back because I didn't want to, like, I was very awkward about explaining my situation and stuff. But I'm glad that I have come back because I really miss you guys. What time? Sometime in the afternoon. I don't know what time, but sometime in the afternoon. GMT +1 or UTC it might be, I don't know. But to be honest, my bed when I was in high school was an ex-hotel mattress. Oh, so you can extrapolate Shane's heart, guess. Oh my goodness. Shane won't feel so bad, right? Right? You shall never feel bad. We are Aw, thank you, Jonah. I'm very happy to see you guys too. Okay. I'm gonna go vote. I'm gonna go vote for Sinn Féin. And I hope that you guys have an amazing weekend. I think that it's supposed to be sunny tomorrow, so I'm gonna go busking. And what else? Yeah, I don't really have any other plans apart from busking. But yeah. By the way, remember when I was saying that I remember when I was saying that that I was gonna like start busking out on the streets and stuff and, you know, like stream too. Well, Shane was like anybody could just like pass by and then you'll have like someone wearing like a jersey. And then people will be able to like figure out like where we're based because like the town that we're in is kind of small and then it will be easy to find me type thing. And it's not that I think that everybody is out to stalk me or that I even have any stalkers in the first place, but Shane was like, it's probably better safe than sorry, just to like, because who really wants a stalker at the end of the day, right? I don't know. I don't really think that anyone would actually do that to me, but like you never know at the same time. So yeah, I don't know. I keep on saying to Shane, like, what if I just did like a close up stream? Like it's kind of like there's nothing in the background, just me like close up and you don't see anybody like putting, you know, money in, but he was like anything could happen. You know, anybody could just like come up and try to get in, like, you know, on video or whatever. So I don't know. Kevia is probably not happy to see you. Wait, what is this where is this coming from? I can't speak for everybody. Kevia is probably not happy to see you. Thanks for saying. I'm happy to see you too. But like in real life streams means you're doxing that's the thing, right? But I would really like to be able to live stream while busking because, you know, at least I would still be streaming, you know? Because I find it hard to busk and stream all on the same day. It's quite stressful. I fixed the sub goal, by the way. Wait, what? Yo! Indiana, what the heck? Yo, we're at level 3 hype train. You just gifted 10 community. You just gifted 10 subs. Thank you so much. Sorry, I didn't realize that. I still need to like set up the I still need to set up everything. Thank you so much. 10 subs is a lot. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mwah. Come here. So loud. Yeah, I didn't see the sub. Sorry, I wasn't ignoring that whatsoever. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for 10 whole freaking subs. You're amazing, Indiana. You know that. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I think that it's actually a really great thing that you're not paying your rent because it can just come here. It can just come here. It's fine. But yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That will really help. It will really help that I'm like, because I think that it's good that I'm able to show that I'm like, you know, making money on Twitch as well, because I think that it kind of like it swivels down to that too. So like that will really help to show that this business is going to work. Woo! Kevy is the only Irish person, so as long as Kevy doesn't explain Irish geography to us, we won't know where your stream is. Yeah, I don't know about that. I think that like if you saw a jersey, you'd probably be able to figure out where I'm based. Probably, right? Yeah, I didn't know, but then I was explained that Ireland is super small, and everybody, yeah, like, you know, if someone just says, "Do you know this person down the road?" I'll be like, "Yeah, I do know. Yo, Jonah, thank you so much for the gifted sub to Kevlar as well. Guys, thank you so much. We're at level 4? What on earth? That's insane. Guys, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I didn't know. Oh yeah, I already read that. I don't know every jersey. I'm not saying that you would like Wait, are you trying to say that I'm trying to say that you would stalk me? Because I don't think you would, right? I don't think you would, right? Yeah, no, I know you're kidding. Don't worry. Yes, we're gonna go vote. Guys, thank you so much for the hype train. I really, really appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. Let's go find someone to raid. Let's see. Oh my goodness, stop. Please stop. Thank you. Music. Let's find someone new. Quidmitch. Doing a bit of piano. Na. Vote for a new bike shed. You heard about that? Where did you hear that? How do you always know so much about Ireland? Well, oh, you do have like family back here, sure, of course. Yeah. Vote for a new bike shed? I don't know about that. Maybe demolish the one that was made and like refund all the money back to us. How on earth did that cost 300,000? That's enough for a house. Build a house with it because we need more housing. What the fuck? I don't remember who told me that, but it's my favorite bit of Irish politics trivia. Oh. So many people are pissed off about that. How can a bike shed cost 300,000? they're money laundering. That's what they're doing. They're saying that I doubt they even paid that much for the bike shed, but they're just saying that they spent that much on the bike shed so that they could all get a pay rise, for sure. They're censoring their pay rises. That's what's happening. Okay, we're going to start the raid. Thank you so much, Indiana, for the 10 subs and the resub, and to Jonah for the tier 2 sub, to Kevlar and the tier 3 sub from yourself, and the resub from Shane as well. And did I say the resub from you, Indiana? I think I did. Thank you so much for all of your support, guys. Oh, I think that the raid has begun. Anyway, go and watch Quidmatch if you're still here. I love you guys so much. Mwah! Let's